Hello, thank you for listening. This is the near death experience of Andrew, and this experience occurred on January 1988 and was documented on February 4th, 2018. Open quote. I tripped at the top of a flight of stairs and fell down to the bottom of the stairs, all the way on my back. I got up at the bottom. I could not breathe in, only out. I knew I was dying. I was totally calm and accepting of this, since I knew there was nothing I could do to change the fact that I was dying. I thought for a second how strange it was that I was so calm, because I always expected to be panicked if I would be in a life threatening situation. I gasped for my wife to call an ambulance and then collapsed. I blacked out for a second or two and then found myself floating above my body. It was face down and lying on the floor. I didn't really think about the fact that I was out of my body. To me, it was just someone's body lying on the floor. I kind of knew it was mine, but it did not alarm me because I felt totally fine. The whole atmosphere around me was bathed in a purplish light. It was like I was floating in an illuminated purple cloud, but I could see everything in the house as usual, but through the cloud. I had no more pain and thought that I had dreamt about falling down the stairs and hurting my back. But now I had woken up from that horrible dream, and I was fine and had absolutely no pain anywhere. I was completely conscious and aware and felt fine. Then I started moving into a dark tunnel that seemed to just open up behind me. All I saw were hundreds of people along the sides of the tunnel. They were staring at me with shocked expressions on their faces. Then some people started shouting at me to go back. Then other people were shouting at me that it was not my time and that I had to go back. I did not recognize anyone I saw there. I was very shocked and scared at their expressions and the way they were shouting at me. So I backed away from them and felt myself moving backwards out of the tunnel. The next thing I knew was that I heard a loud pop, and I was back in my body. Pain flooded back into my awareness. I jumped up and ran outside to get into the cold air to try to alleviate the pain in my back. I was taken to the hospital where I was told after x-rays that my back was badly bruised, but nothing was broken. It took me a few months to recover and get back to normal. End quote. Oh, Andrew, what a weird scene you're describing there. And to start moving into this tunnel, you don't even know where you are. You think you're just fine, and you woke up from a bad dream, and these people are starting. They're staring at you and shouting at you. That would be crazy. See, there's some questions here. Rating your level of consciousness. Other than being aware of feeling no more pain and seeing a purple light filling the whole atmosphere around me, it was like the air itself was purple. And rating your highest level of consciousness when that was, answer, as soon as I was out of my body. Comparing your vision, answer, I did not notice any difference except I didn't need my glasses. Question, did you pass into or through a tunnel? Answer, yes, as described above. It was a dark tunnel, but there were hundreds of people along the sides shouting at me to go back and that it was not my time and I had to go back. So I backed out of the tunnel and fell back into my body. Question, did you see any beings in your experience? Answer, I actually saw them. Question, did you encounter or become aware of any deceased or alive beings? Answer, yes. Hundreds of people along the sides of the tunnel who were screaming and shouting at me to go back, that it was not my time and I had to go back. Question, did you see an unearthly light? Answer, yes, a purple light filling the whole area around me like the air was a purple cloud. Question, did you seem to enter some other unearthly world? Answer, a purple light was all around me, and I was pulled into a tunnel that opened up behind me. I knew this was not normally ever in the room. I saw hundreds of people that I knew were not in this world. They seemed to know me, even though I did not recognize anyone there. They all shouted at me to go back, and it was not my time. Question: what emotions did you feel during the experience? Answer: at first relieved that I had no more pain, but then I was very shocked and scared when I saw all the hundreds of people shouting to me to go back. Question: what was your religion prior to your experience? Answer: Jewish. I did believe in the afterlife, but had no specific images or ideas about what it would be like other than we get to be with God. Question: have your religious practices changed since your experience? Answer: yes, I believe in God and study the Bible. I practice acts of kindness with more conviction than before, as I know the afterlife is real. Question: what is your religion now? Answer: Jewish. I have come to believe in Jesus and the veracity of the New Testament. Question: did your experience include features consistent with your earthly beliefs? Answer: entirely consistent. I believed that there was a non-physical realm of existence, and we will go there when we die. I did not have any idea of what it would be like other than we would be with God. Question: during your experience, did you gain information about an afterlife? Answer: an afterlife definitely exists. I knew that I had crossed into a non-physical realm while clearly conscious and aware. I was not inside my physical body. I knew also that the people there did not want me there and were ordering me to go back to this world. Question: what life changes occurred in your life after your experience? Answer: no changes in my life. What I used to believe was true, I now know it definitely is true. Question: how accurately do you remember the experience as compared to other events that happened around the same time? Answer: more accurately. It was more vivid and stayed with me in more clarity and detail than other events that happened that day. I hardly remember going to the hospital or going back home or anything else that happened that day other than falling down the stairs, being in terrible pain, not being able to breathe, feeling totally calm, knowing I was dying, collapsing, and then being out of my body in the purple light, seeing the people in the tunnel shouting to me to go back, being very scared at them, and popping back into my body and having all the pain flooding back into me. No psychic, non-ordinary, or other special gifts. Answer: our question: are there one or several parts of the experience that are especially meaningful to you? Answer: all those hundreds of people seemed to know me when I didn't recognize any of them, and they seemed to know that my time was not up. Question: have you ever shared this experience with others? Answer: yes. Right afterwards, I shared it with my parents and wife, either that night or the next day. They believed me as they also believe in the afterlife. I don't know if they were influenced by my experience in any way, though. Question: what do you believe about the reality of your experience? I knew that I had seen and heard what I had seen and heard, and that it was not my imagination or dream. I was completely conscious, aware, and cognizant of everything. I remembered every detail, and I never remember any of my dreams, so this was highly unusual. Experience was real. I now know that thousands of people have had similar experiences, so I know my experience was also real. End questions. End quote. And that was indeed an interesting experience. Gosh, Andrew, having all those people screaming at you, you're probably, and you think you're fine. What an amazing thing. They all knew you. They knew it wasn't your time. I wonder how they get there. They're not waiting there, right? I mean, you can just be anywhere, and you can be in multiple places. So I can be fishing or this or that, and I'm also in the tunnel shouting at Andrew to go back because I know it's not your time, Andrew. Thanks. Thank you for sharing. And thank you all there for listening. I hope you have a great day.